name is Yuki, and I'm the host for today's stream. I have my sidekick Robin with me because I'm Batman. But this Robin's a girl. Her name is Juniper Beatrice Hills. We're disrespectful, so we're gonna step on the Quran journal. Simultaneously, unanimously, all together, you name it. Alright, show's over, guys. Back to your seats. Please and thank you. Please and thank you. Juniper Beatrice Hills, back to your seat right now. Also, we're done with the Quran journaling, so that was from the last stream. So no more iPad. Oh, sorry. Hey, no booty stamps either. No more iPad. No more journal. We're gonna read now. We have this Lord of the Rings series, as shown in the last stream. If y'all missed that, Eriska, welcome to the stream. Animal harassment, yeah. I'm pretty yeah. You see that pretty often with me. Nice books. Thank you. They're like the opposite of prequel to The Hobbit. I don't know the word. We did start with this book though, so we have to finish this one and then start with this one. Why is this in lowercase? It's a title. Finish the other book. Okay, y'all. I was planning to do one chapter of each. But yes, welcome back to the stream, guys. You know what? Before I start reading at all, actually, before any of that, we have to go over our dorodango progress. Let's see how she's doing. So, this is what we're up to. It doesn't show, so just switch the camera angle a little bit, which is hard because we have books here. And Junie is so interested in what this dorodango progress is. Well, it's a ball, as you can see, still in the process of being formed. It's not so even. It looks like a fat apple right now. It's like poo-poo, don't show it unless it's done. My first hate comment. It's done. It's done. It's literally done. Junie, no. So you keep doing this until you see some shining. And that's when you put the mica. Oh, her face is so cute. The texture and dots are giving me the heebie-jeebies. Hi, Queen! Welcome back to the stream. How's it going? FIFA boy in the finals. FIFA boy? You mean Lamine Yamal or Messi? Because it's crazy how Messi held Lamine when he was a baby. How's it going, though, Queen? I love it. This sound is amazing. Thank you! ASMR. Yeah. I don't know how it's falling off the tray. I literally put a whole tray and it still falls off. She's so curious, this one. Curiosity killed the cat. You don't want to die, Junie. But satisfaction brought it back, so she knows. If you're satisfied, you'll be okay. We just have to, like, form it a little bit. I'm so, like, amazed that it actually works because I just eyeballed the ratios. It doesn't have to be that precise, just like whatever holds shape, you know? But at the same time, it is crumbling, like, right off my hands. So that's a bad sign. I think maybe we'll have to like let it dry completely though before we continue actually like covering it with the mica. By mica I mean mica? I don't know. It's like the pigment that makes it colorful. I don't know if y'all have seen the final product that I've made before. Junie looks really interested. Yeah, look at the enjoyment on her face. She is. She's so curious. She's like, oh, why are you rubbing dirt ball on your hands? This is meditation. It's healing. There is healing in having hobbies, in focusing on one thing for a long time. So, yeah. We're just gonna put that to the side though. I watched a movie. It's called I Know What You Did Last Summer. I don't know if y'all know that movie. It's apparently like it looks like a classic movie. Anyways, so this we're gonna leave that and then get back to our book reading session. But I made a whole mess though in a very short span of time. But yeah, let me wash my hands. I'll be back in like 5 seconds. Don't worry, guys. I see 5 seconds too little. Okay, I'm back, guys. So, yeah. As per Irene Kia's suggestion, we have to finish this book first and then get to the Lord of the Rings series. So, let us do that. Just throw it away. Oh my god, you guys don't know art. I could never throw dirt away. Like, it was already thrown away. That's a ball. That's mean. Yeah. Don't be mean, Eris. One man's trash is another woman's treasure. Or is it one woman's treasure is another man's trash? Hi. Wait, you heard me? I'll say that to Luca. Okay. So, we finished chapter 1 last time. We're going to finish chapter 2. And then after that, we're going to finish the Lord of the Rings. Finish one chapter from that. And then by the end, if we have enough time, we could finish making the dorodango. I have so much time because, yeah, I don't have work or anything. Of course, I heard you. You were so loud. Oh, really? That's crazy. Okay, I was like across the room though. Anyways, so chapter 2. Great-great-aunt Florentine died in the same vegetable garden where Uncle Eristo had his tomato mix-up. It's a big garden. It had been raining for days, but on that day, the sun was shining like a bright new penny. It was a Wednesday afternoon in September, just before Labor Day weekend. Everything, including school, in Snapfinger closes at noon on Wednesday, so everybody can go home, eat dinner early, and rest in the middle of the week. Of course, if your house is also the funeral home, you never really rest. You're always on call, just like the fire department is always on call. You never know when calamity will strike. Great-great-aunt Florentine had been out hoeing in the garden all morning, and she had ignored the noon whistle again. So Mama sent me out to tell her to come on in. The biscuits were getting cold. Dismay went with me, his black tail swishing and his tongue hanging out hanging out of his slobbery mouth. I'm just so glad to be here. Why didn't you wash your hands with hand wash? How do you know it was called? It's not dirty. It's literally clean. It's like, it's just dirt. Like, I would use hand wash if it was like fecal matter. Even though I don't touch my fecal matter. You know what I mean? Like, if you touch something actually unsanitary. This is not unsanitary. Okay, it is. It's very unsanitary because it's like from outside. But to me, it's not unsanitary. So, yeah, it's not germy. So, But how do you know that, Airska? Of course. Okay. It is from the lake and the mountain. It's so cool, guys. It's so cool. Like if you had this ball made of your homeland, like your birthplace, you'd keep it forever. But you can't buy that. You should. Fine. I wash it when I use the bathroom. Okay, don't worry about that. But dirt, come on, it's clean. When we go to the edge of the garden where the zinnias are planted, there was great Aunt Florentine, flat out on the ground next to a basket of crowder peas, with her garden dress poofed around her like a big soft cloud, and her head resting on a mound of marigolds. She was getting colder by the minute. She had a serene look on her face. Angelic, Mama later said. Her eyes were closed and she was smiling as if to say, "It's everything I'd hoped it would be, here in heaven. The streets are paved with lavender." I'm hungry. You should eat something, Queen. You know what I had last? I had this olive sourdough bread that I filled with chicken that I cooked and some melted cheese. It was so good. But the olive sourdough is disgusting. It was from this restaurant, not a restaurant, this grocery store for like expensive celebrities. Like, it's called Erewhon. I don't know if you heard it. Yeah, apparently like Haley Bieber goes or something. The strawberries, I gotta say, from that store was amazing. I get it why it's like $23 for the strawberry carton, but the bread though, oh my god, that was the biggest waste of money. You didn't cook the chicken, bro. I did. I did first. I mean, we did eat that, so yeah, you're right. You're right. I haven't cooked that. But yeah, basically, it was me. Why am I always hungry? I guess because, you know, when you have like insulin, like it increases your cravings. Like it's not. Sometimes you could genuinely not have enough food in your, you know, system, but other times, most of the time, it's nutrient deficiency. Like your body's wanting some nutrients and like it's not getting it. You eat, but you're malnourished because you're not eating the proper things like protein, fiber, filling things like apples. You know, it has like satiating components. Like in apples and potatoes, like they're really filling. But yeah. No, it has bacteria. The dirt has bacteria. How do you know, Eriska? How do you know that clay has bacteria? And what if, like, somebody was gardening and they washed their hands but they didn't wash with soap? I'm eating raw pasta. Oh my. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is nutrient deficiency. Like, pasta by itself, these Italians, they don't always put meat in their pasta. Like, sometimes they just throw it in with tomatoes and call it a day. Pasta in the olden days has, like, protein, though. Like, not in the olden days, like, usually, because you make it with eggs, right? Eggs and flour. That's it. But, yeah, you need more than that. I eat fish often. I know, I shouldn't have asked, but just answer if you can. What did you ask? Queen eat McDonald's. I'm eating raw uncooked pasta. It's crunchy. I get what raw means, but that's crazy. I'm not gonna lie, I used to do that too, but it's like with ramen. I think that's more common to eat like raw ramen. But yeah, it's a bit more stale when eating like actual pasta though. When we got to the edge of the garden, okay, Dismay sniffed at great Aunt Florentine, then came back to stand with me. He licked my bare leg. I knew this was death. I'd seen it so many times before, and I knew what to do. I hugged Dismay first, who was so alive and full of good feelings, and I skedaddled for the house. Everyone galloped out to the garden to gaze on great Aunt Florentine. Bees buzzed around the bachelor's buttons that brushed up against Aunt Florentine's hip, but they did not touch her. I felt they were showing their respect. Dismay kept his distance too. He looked up at me with that panting dog smiling mouth and those shiny black dog eyes. What's happening? Is everything all right? Is it? I gave him a reassuring pat. It's okay, boy, and he settled down. Daddy kneeled beside great Aunt Florentine, crushing the bachelor's buttons. not to mention Aunt Florentine's hat. He held her wrist and put his ear to her chest. Nothing, he said, looking at all of us as we crowded between the butter beans and the okra. She's been here a while. Mama nodded and looked grim. Even Grim looked beautiful on Mama. Well, she said, she was 94 years old, and she died doing what she wanted to be doing. Tidings ran his fingers through his hair and gave his scalp a little scratch. I'll be the hearse around. I'll bring the hearse around. What is hearse? Avoid junk food. And you suggested that I should have macas? Alright, you're not Italian here. Macas use McDonald's. Eat eggs every day and fish sometimes. Don't overdo it. Eggs and fish. You need your veggies. You need your vitamins and minerals too. How do you guys cook broccoli? I have broccoli florets in my house. I wanna steam it, and normally like I'd steam it on like a sifter on top of like boiling water. I need to buy those like the dumpling steamers though. That'd be good. I'll cook the broccoli. I have a recipe saved. Ooh, nice. Thanks. But pasta is healthy. It's normally made of flour, eggs, and oil. That's true. That's true. But I guess you do need more protein though than just a couple eggs, you know. Or not even a couple. They only use like one egg to bind the flour. So yeah, it's not too much protein. Hey, Samurai. What? What? Yo, wait, hold on. That's crazy. Oh my god. No way, bro. I've had people with like, first of all, wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, but I had people with like 100,000 subscribers and more come on to my live streams, and I was never this excited. This is crazy. We got the one, the only, the Coco and Petty here. Now, no way, bro. This is insane. Okay, what took you so long to come to our live streams? I just had to ask. Cap Queen, a recipe for broccoli. Don't you just like steam it or no? Yeah, you could steam it. You could also bake it. There's a lot of things you could do to cook broccoli. First time I logged into YouTube. Haha. No way. That's crazy. But yeah, thanks for joining my live streams. Like, it's really fun. I swear, like, I read every night. Well, not every night, most nights, but like, but yeah, I try to do things every single day to like make use of my time. But yeah, so nice. For right now we're reading this book called Each Little Bird That Sings. It's like my sister's favorite book, so yeah. I read chapter 1 already in a previous live, so we're doing chapter 2 now with some dorodango on the side. Do you know what dorodango is? Coco and Peppy. They only have 3 subs. I know, that's my real life bestie. Coco, who's this? Our Coco. No, that's not our Coco. Is she your friend, right? Yeah, she is. Yeah, there was another person named Coco here that was, you know, yeah. Sorry. I'm not usually this nervous, but yeah, no, it's okay. Don't say my bad, guys. Anyways. Let's just continue. Oh look, Junie's here. Junie! She's not coming. Anyway, oh, there she is. Alright, let's keep reading. I thought you said they had a lot of subs. No, I mean, I had people coming who had a lot of subscribers in the channel, but I didn't get that excited compared to seeing this person. Best friend in the whole wide world. Yep, for real. Alright, so now, Tidings is 14 and too young to drive anything except a tractor, but Mama just said, "You do that, honey." Tidings and I exchanged a look. Mama knew. She knew that Tidings had been sneaking around and driving Daddy's old pickup through the cow pasture for the past year and a half. I shrugged. It's hard to pull one over on Mama. So Tidings is the brother of the main character, whose name is Comfort, and her dog's name is Dismay. They have really weird names, but they own like a place for dead people. Like, they take care of dead people. I forgot what it's called. I forgot. So Tidings saluted Mama and took off towards the funeral home garage. When he passed me, he tapped the brim of my hat twice. Daddy stood, put his arm around Mama, and folded her to him. His voice wobbled. She was ready to go, Joy. He rested his chin on the top of Mama's head, and they stood that way until Daddy said, "We've got the Hindman viewing at 7." Mama slipped her head out from under Daddy's chin, pulled his face down to hers, and kissed him firmly on his bearded cheek. "You'll be busy this afternoon, Bunch. We'll help." Then she reached for me and pulled me into the embrace. So the three of us stood together like one giant statue headstone in a vegetable garden cemetery, guarding the temporary graveside of great-great-aunt Florentine and brushing up against the tomatoes. It felt good. A funeral home, yeah. But it starts with the M, like something like a mortuary. I forgot the word. She's following your pen. That's true, Judy. She pays attention. Is Dre intelligent in school? Meaning, how's her performance in school? No way you're asking that to my real bestie. That's crazy. Well, I guess the opportunity exists, so you have to take it. Mortuary. Yeah, mortuary. I was like, mortuary. Dre, yo, Steve, how's day? Welcome back to the stream. How's it going? And وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته. Being chilling. How's it going? It's good. Alhamdulillah, I'm good. Except Yuki's decided to... What? Did you guys hear him? It sounded like a fart. Like, he was growling though. He's mad at Junie. Yuki, we're reading. Okay, actually we weren't reading when he sat down. She left, I guess. Yeah, I think so. She doesn't like spend too much time outside of studying. She's super intelligent. Oh, she's still here, guys. Like, thank you so much. No. Compared to her, oh my god, no one is smart. I finally started uploading, and I don't know if it was a good idea. Really? Let's check it out. Should we check it out right now? Or finish the chapter and then check it out? Because last time I tried to look through my laptop and stuff, it was literally like, trim my reflection. Junie. But we gotta see Bing Chilling's first video. Bing Chilling. Only the meme comes up, bro. Where's that account? Wait, we're gonna have to go this way. Wait, I can't see the chat. Hold on. Whoa, 4.6 thousand subs. How do you have that much? What? No, my channel's name is Packball, bro. Oh, sorry. But how do you have 4.6 thousand subs? Now I'm jealous. Packball, bro. Just cheating during exams, Coco? No. Is this it? No, that's too high. Bing Chilling, okay. What? You're saying this was your first upload? You have so many. 3 years ago. You have some Minecraft, some Discord things. 11 months ago. Are you talking about shorts? Jealous, don't be. I'm so jealous. If you listen to Yuki every skiing day, you'd have over 10,000 by now. Pakistani fantastic. I was shorts with 67 views. I don't know. 67K. Oh, Packball. It's very halal content. That's good. That's good. I can't press it though. Oh well, we tried to give you shout out. Or that. Hi, Moth Milk. How's it going? My cats are fighting. I tried to watch it. My iPad doesn't work for some reason. Where was that 4.6 thousand subs from? That's crazy. Thanks, Dre. Of course, of course. I'd watch the whole thing. You know me, I always do that. Alright. Tidings saluted Mama and took off toward the funeral home garage. When he passed me, he tapped the brim of my hat twice. Daddy stood, put his arm around. Wait. Alright, I'll leave it at that. My parents smell like a mixture of gardenias and embalming fluid, even in the evenings after their showers. I think the smells of their jobs have permanently soaked into their skins. I don't mind. I'm used to how they smell. I rested in that familiar odor while the sun baked my back. Dismay rubbed his shaggy side against us and sniffed at us. Did you buy the subs bin? Be honest. Yeah, how do you have so many subscribers? Comfort, Mama said. I'm gonna need your help in the flower shop. My heart made a little poof in my chest. I'd made plans to go cloud watching with Declaration. Declaration had spent the entire summer in Mobile with her mama's kin, a first, and we hadn't had an overnight or a good visit for Ice Ages. I'd been asking her to meet me at Listening Rock for 3 weekends straight, ever since school had started again, and finally she'd said yes. She'd said she could, and finally there was no rain. And now I wasn't going to show up. But death doesn't respect plans or the weather that much, I knew. And Declaration would know where to find me. So I didn't even protest out loud. I just squared my shoulders, looked Mama in the eye, and said in my most sincere voice, I live to serve. She smiled at me. Mary had lagged behind the rest of us. She had been distracted by the squash plants. They were blooming again from a late summer planting. She had been picking the tender squash blossoms and sticking them to her cheeks until she was festooned with them. When she discovered great-great-aunt Florentine, she sat on her with a thump. She slanted her short self in the direction of Aunt Florentine's face and stared intently into her closed eyes. Dead, Mary said. Yes, said Mama. She gathered Mary into her arms. Once again, I wrote the obituary. Why do you always start it at the random time? Why don't you have fixed time for live streaming, Joya, huh? Okay, so that's true. I just start whenever I feel like it. I thought I'd have fixed times after my mom left, like for vacation for a little bit. Because I used to do that. That's how I started my YouTube, you know, when my mom was gone. So, like, I used to do one in the morning, one in the afternoon. And I'd be pretty consistent with that. But now, it's like, I don't even know my whole schedule. That's why it's so random. But I try to do it at least daily, you know. Even if it means, like, staying up at midnight, because I've been pretty consistent with that too. I went to the library today. Ooh, nice, Queen. I wanted to go to the library to check out these books, but my sister bought it for me. That's so nice. Wait, I gotta go take care of everybody. Okay, bye. Being chilling. Wa alaikum salam. Or you didn't say salam. Assalamu alaikum. 1K subs. That's amazing, mashallah. One of the most dedicated people I know. Really? No way. Thank you. What did Bing say? Getting 1K subs alone is easy. So, you've been uploading since before that? That's crazy. If you listen to Pakistani Fanatic, my channel's name is Pakwell Bro. 4.6K subs. Well, I guess, like, it's easier nowadays just because, like, everybody's, like, on the shorts side. Oh, we got a big, thick boy here. Dang. That's crazy. And Junie's like trying to hug him. So we finished that chapter. That's pretty... Oh, no, never mind. We did it. So, special to the Aurora County News. Mr. Johnson, this is for the September 4 early afternoon edition. Yet another ultimately untimely death at Snowburgers. Life Notices by Comfort Snowburger. Explorer, recipe tester, and funeral reporter. Grab your handkerchiefs. Ex-Florentine Snowburger, matriarch of the Snowburgers funeral home empire, has died at the ripe old age of 94 after a long and extremely colorful life. She was born into a chicken farming family, the Petersons of Hallelujah, Mississippi. Her older brother Benedict moved to nearby Snapfinger to work at Snowburger's sawmill when it opened, and that's how Florentine, while visiting Benedict, met Allagash. They fell in love, married, and moved into the old sawmill boarding house that became Snowburger's funeral home. It's a long story and too much to go into here. Today, the entire Snowburger family lives above Snowburger's funeral home in more rooms than this reporter can count. Florentine decorated every room with lavender, her signature herb, and made it her business to sample all funeral food on funeral days. With her favorite niece, Comfort Snowburger, she was compiling a cookbook called Fantastic and Fun Funeral Food for Family and Friends. So who is she talking about? Oh, she's talking about her aunt Florentine, great aunt Florentine. Some people, we won't name names, said Florentine Snowburger was a gossip, but she called herself a geographer. She studied the Earth's snapfinger especially, and life on the Earth's snapfinger particularly, and figured out how life on the Earth affected the Earth. Life on the Earth affected the Earth's snapfinger notably. She passed on her love of geography to her niece Comfort and willed her, long before she died, all her old copies of Discovering Our World magazine. This generous gift has directly influenced Comfort's decision to become an explorer when she grows up. The viewing will be at 7 p.m. on Friday, September 4th. The funeral will be at 4 p.m. on Saturday, September 5th. Ooh, that's somebody's birthday. A lot of people are talking. Coco, does Joya talk to boys? Be honest. Whoa, that's a very juicy question. Why, Eris? Would it make you mad? No. Also, are you like 10? My brother gave me these mango flavored packets. Yummy. Like, for water? I just want to know. She can't talk to boys even if she wanted to. Her family's cursed. I asked her Iron Kia. Yeah, I can't talk to boys even if I wanted to because, like, it's so shy. I'm so shy. But also, like, if I ever wanted to talk to a guy, I'd have to, like, have a reason. No, honestly, there was this one guy that I was talking to, right? Not in that way, but, like, I had my friend asked me, and this is a girl, okay, she asked me if I could help her with this architecture film that she was making for her project, senior project or something. And I was like, yeah, sure, I'll help you. And then I was doing that, and like, we took the videos and all, and then we had a break, and then this guy, he started talking to me. He's like, oh, so what's your major? It's like, oh yeah, math. It's a lot of math. He's like, yeah, I'd be surprised if it weren't. Like, I would hope so. That's what he said. I'd hope so. I was like, oh shoot, like, I'll be messed up. Like, I don't even know how to talk to a guy. But then I just laughed, and that was the end of that. Like, I didn't talk more than that. I don't care. Then just don't answer when I ask about Julia. Learn English etiquette. Whose birthday? Oh, it's Coco and Pevy's birthday, September 5th. If she's still here. Was that the moment you fell in love with him? No, bro. He looks like somebody would like him. Like, he's not my type, though. Like, his nose. I don't like somebody for the lamest reasons. Like, it's not. Like, you wouldn't expect somebody, like, that chopped would have standards. You know what I mean? Like, me. I'm not saying him. Like, me, you know. But yeah, he seems really nice though. Big girl has a type. Oh my god. No, I don't have a type, honestly. It's just about, like, if, like, honestly, why am I talking about this? Anyways, let's continue. Type, so you need someone who has the same vibe as you? Yeah. Doesn't everyone, like, if your vibes don't match, like, that's not good. You guys ain't gonna get along. You can't fix someone's vibe. Write that down. Put that in a quote. Make me famous. Make me rich. Alright, so September 5th with the visitation for an hour before the service. It's Labor Day weekend, but don't let that stop you. Y'all loved Florentine Snowburger as much as we did. And, as Florentine always said, funeral offers the perfect time to study geography. So get in the car and come on to the funeral, unless your name is Peach Sugars. We do not want a repeat of what happened at Edisto Snowburger's funeral. So if your name is Peach Sugars, stay home, stay home, stay home. I cannot stress this enough. Stay home, stay home. You hear me? Snowburger's funeral home, rural route to Snapfinger, Mississippi. Type on Daddy's Royal typewriter at 3:27 p.m. on Wednesday, September 2. Declaration Johnson. Should I read this? Best friend Dear best friend declaration, by now you have figured out that I didn't show up at Listening Rock to meet you. And you're back home wondering if I got run over or flat as a pancake by a corn harvester out of control on County Road 2435. Well, no. I have a sad surprise for you. Great Aunt Florentine is dead. Can you believe it? She dropped down in the garden like a leaf tumbling off the oak tree of life just before I was supposed to meet you at Listening Rock. I won't go to school for the next 2 days. But Mama said I can meet you at 3 p.m. on Friday at Listening Rock. I'll bring a picnic. Aunt Florentine's funeral is at 4 p.m. on Saturday. I know you said after attending Great Uncle Edisto's funeral that you would forevermore stop going to funerals, but I hope you'll make an exception for this one. Please send word back through your daddy and let me know if you can come on Friday. Sincerely as ever, herewith and forever, your best friend, Comfort Snowburger, explorer, recipe tester, and funeral reporter, rural route to Receptacle, Mississippi. Dear Comfort, fine declaration. What? Even back then, through letters, they got that low effort kind of reply. That's crazy. Make me famous, make me rich. Said JoJo's dad. Literally. Hi, it's your local Parker. Hi, Parker. Welcome back to the stream. How's it going? Yes, read all of it. Okay. Write that down. Put that in a quote. Make me famous. You see, that's what I'm talking about. Yo, write that down. That's good. Okay, so we finished chapter 2. Wow. So the aunt is dead. First it was the uncle, now the aunt. How's that chapter, guys? Sorry, that was random. Why is everything about death? I know, Queen. Like, this book is so sad. How is this somebody's favorite book? I'm sorry you had to, talk about death. Or we had to, I had to read about death. I didn't know. It does trigger you, though. I get it. I hope Tofu's fine. Like, have you heard what's it called? Air Scott. What happened in where Tofu lives in Bangladesh? I didn't even pay attention. You barely paid attention. I don't know. No Lord of the Rings. Why no? One chapter of each. It should be okay. Not each book, but like one of this and one of that. Like, what are we gonna do? We're done reading one chapter. Don't start until you finish Comfort. Oh my days. But that's just so much. Like, it's 29 pages, 29 chapters. How many chapters should I read in a day? I don't care. What do you think? I read 1 chapter a day. What happened to him? Where's he? Did I ask you? Oh, no, because, what's it called? Apparently there's, like, a lot of flooding going on where he lives. I don't know if where he lives got affected by the floods, but it's, like, a big part of his country got affected by floods, so he hasn't been coming to the live streams. I hope he's not affected, but I mean he stopped before the flood thing happened, but hope he's okay. Go back to it, 2 chapters a day. Alright, so after this we'll go read the Lord of the Rings. How about that? 2 chapters a day. We'll be done in 2 weeks. Hope he'll be fine. Yeah. But doesn't this book look so nice? Dang. Like, look at the cover, though. Who is that? It's so beautiful. Is Coco and Pebby still here? Everybody leaves so unexpectedly. I can't read 2 books at once because you can barely read. Okay, fine. Chapter 3. Finish this one completely and then start. Fine. Yes, give me premium vibes. Gives me premium. Yeah, that book. I'm here. You're still here? That's crazy. Dang. Alright, so chapter 3. For 2 whole days, we Snowburgers were busy. Daddy worked on Great Aunt Florentine and made her beautiful in her alabaster white casket. Tidings sat tall and straight on the tractor, as determined as General Sherman, marching through Georgia, and cut the grass between rain showers. Mary sang songs all to the tune of Jingle Bells, and took little catnaps on a pink blanket under the pecan tree by the downstairs kitchen door. I'm assuming Mary is Comfort's little sister, right? Is that it, Arankia? That's crazy. Should I leave now or stay? What is crazy? No, it's fine, Eriska. You could stay. Did I scare you with my, like, because I have some work to do. Oh, yeah, you can leave then. It's fine. Yes, she's Comfort's sister. Okay, good. She would fall asleep snoring against Dismay, who would thump his long black tail with happiness. Aww, dogs are so wholesome. Mama and Tidings and I cut flowers so Mama could fill orders in her shop from all the neighbors who had called to send bouquets. Lurleen, Mama's helper, came to help arrange them. Then Mama and I cooked 6 tuna casseroles 6 different ways, and we baked 4 chocolate cakes and dusted them with confectioner's sugar. Aunt Florentine's favorite, said Mama. We cleaned Aunt Florentine's room so it would be in order forever. In Aunt Florentine's nightstand, we found a picture of Declaration and me when we were 4 years old. We were wearing matching red pajamas and laughing at the camera. That was the Christmas after Declaration's mama died, said Mama. Aunt Florentine sewed those pajamas herself. I remember, I said. Mama and I stared at the picture until the grandfather clock in the hallway bonged and we both sniffed. Go on and make your picnic, she said. You have served enough for today. Tell Declaration we miss her. Yes, ma'am. I headed for the kitchen. Now I hadn't spoken to Declaration since Aunt Florentine's death. For some reason, she hadn't come by the house at all on the day Aunt Florentine died. But her daddy, Mr. Plas Johnson, who was a friend and fishing partner of my daddy's, came by that afternoon to pay his respects and talk to Daddy about the obituary for great-great-Aunt Florentine. I don't like this Declaration girl. She's just, like, giving one-word replies. She didn't even stop by to, comfort. See, I told you can't pay attention. So imagine 2 books at the same time. Well, I am paying attention. What are you talking about? I did forget, though, like, that was her sister. Oh, welcome back, Queen. How's it going? Where'd you go? Did you eat something? Hope you ate. How do you manage your sleep, Joy? I don't. That's the answer. I don't. I just sleep whenever, sometimes without brushing my teeth. I wake up and then brush. Don't worry. But I already had a bad impression on you today because I didn't wash my hands with soap after touching that dirt. But look at it. Isn't it so cute? Oh no, the crumbs are falling. The dirt crumbs. It's getting hard though. I'm excited. I was leaving about a certain topic was in the book. Oh, don't worry. Wait, actually, it's still going on. Sorry, Queen. I know it's a hard topic for you. Wait, did we stop here? Okay. Mr. Johnson owns the Aurora County News, and he always writes the obituaries himself. He needs help, in my opinion. He puts the obituaries under a column he calls death notices. So of course they are written in a deadly dull and unexcited way, although I would never tell him that. Great-great-aunt Florentine would hoot over Mr. Johnson's obituaries. She'd say things like, I could tell you all about Latham, but nobody asks me. She's the one who said death doesn't notice anything. Life notices everything. Write life notices, Comfort, so I do. I feel that my life notices are much more colorful and interesting than Mr. Johnson's death notices, but that's just a matter of opinion, and it's his newspaper. Still, he says he wants print of my obituaries if I can make them newspaper-worthy, whatever that means. Just the facts, Comfort, he always tells me. When Mr. Johnson and Daddy were done, I gave Mr. Johnson my life notice for Aunt Florentine, and I also gave him a letter for Declaration. Declaration's note back to me was prickly, bordering on peevish. What does peevish mean? Have you ever fallen asleep during your classes? Of course! But, like, just a little bit. Until the class was over, then I woke up and it was like I time traveled. And then it was done. But yeah, it happened a lot of times actually. So because it was Friday and picnic time, I made Declaration her favorite kind of tuna fish sandwich. I added hard-boiled eggs and apples and dill pickle slices. Declaration loved great-great-aunt Florentine's pickles. We'd first eaten them together at Snowburgers on the day we met, which was on the day of Declaration's mama's funeral, death by illness. On the day we met? Are you sure that's her sister? What we reading? Hi, Parker. We're reading Each Little Bird That Sings by Deborah Wiles. It means easily irritated. Peevish. So she was peevish, or her letter was easily irritable to Comfort? Alright, Luca wanted to leave, so I let him go. You scammer. I thought you were reading Tolkien. I'm sorry, Addison J. I have Tolkien right here. I was gonna read it, but then Iron Kia said to finish this book before I start that. I promise you, Addison J. We're gonna read Tolkien after this. And besides, I read The Hobbit right before this book, and I finished it too. So, Mary is her sister, and Declaration is her BFF who's acting weird. Mary. Oh yeah, you're right. Ice Spice and everything nice. Oh, I love Powerpuff Girls. AFK. Okay, bye. Of course, but like just a little bit. Wait, what did I say that about? I was watching FIFA yesterday, Messi versus England, and fell asleep while watching. Oh yeah, it's so boring. Like, I don't know how people watch the entire World Cup, like every single match. Like, it gets so repetitive sometimes. Read Game of Thrones story. Isn't that bad? I don't know. I've heard that's really bad. Albert Singh gonna take a long time to learn all about them. Let's move on to Tolkien. I wish, bro. But this is actually, yeah, I don't know. She was waiting for an opportunity to call you a scammer. No way, Addison. But yeah, you're right. I didn't notice that she used that specific adjective. Like, I didn't scam though. Game of Thrones isn't bad. It's just adult. Okay, makes sense. But doesn't adult mean like kind of inappropriate though? I don't know. I'm watching an anime of this one guy being reborn as a vending machine. Whoa, sounds interesting. It is, but don't read. Okay, I wouldn't read that anyways. This is good for like, you know, it's very hanan. I don't know if you know. Anyways, so we'd first eaten them together at Somewheres on the day we met, which was the day of Declaration's mama's funeral, death by illness. I had gone downstairs to the funeral like I always did. That didn't seem unusual to Declaration then, when we were 4, but a while back she had started remarking, for instance, "You're not even related to the Dapplevines." Oh my gosh, this bestie is so mean. But I was, according to Great Uncle Edisto. After the funeral, he had taken me and Declaration on our first picnic together. We'd eaten tuna fish sandwiches. And right then and there, Declaration and I had decided to be best friends. She didn't have brothers and sisters, and she liked my house, where there was lots of family. When she slept over, Declaration and I always lay with great-great-aunt Florentine in her big bed. Declaration would talk about her mama and cry into a Snowburger's handkerchief. Aunt Florentine and I were good listeners because we were used to death. We lived with it. I packed our picnic in my backpack, then ran down the stairs and out of the back door, whistling for dismay. I grabbed my bike and ran alongside it until I could jump on. I pedaled hard down Rural Route 2, past the cornfield, then turned left onto County Road 2435. The cemetery was up a slope to my left, and Purgatory Hill plunged down to the oak grove on my right. It was my favorite part of the ride. I turned off the road onto Purgatory Hill. I steadied the pedals with my feet and steered myself down the hill, bumping and weaving to the bottom. I didn't see Declaration anywhere. Usually we timed ourselves so well that we met each other as we got to the bottom of Purgatory Hill. I waited for a minute, but Dismay was barking from somewhere inside the grove, calling me to come climb this rock. So I did. Declaration could find me at the top. I'd watch for her. I parked my bike against the first oak tree I came to and ran into the woody grove to find my dog. So she's getting lost looking for this playing hard to get bestie that I don't like in this book. I'm gonna crash out. Why? I guess because it's talking about death a lot. Does that affect you too, like it does Queen? Anyway, so we're done with chapter 3. Can we read The Lord of the Rings now? Iron Kia. Please, please, please. These chapters are pretty short, though, I gotta say. That was pretty fast. Is Addison here? We're reading The Lord of the Rings now. But I did read chapter 1 at the end of the other one. The Hobbit. He left. He just called me a scammer and left? That's crazy. Alright, so I definitely read this first chapter, so. This is really interesting. Alright, let's see how many chapters there are though. See, she watching dying to say the word. You're right! I didn't notice that. Wait, no way, there's only 10 chapters? Oh no, actually, there's 10, 11, 12, 13. Oh, there's book 1, book 2. So there's 12 and 10. If there's a book 1 and book 2 both in this book, then that means there's 22 chapters. These sets of books? I don't know. Good night, Jojo. Best channel on YouTube, mashallah. Good night, Coco and Fevy. Thanks for watching. I'm not done, though. You ain't got permission to leave. Hey, go back here. We're just waiting for our dorodango to harden, to, like, completely dry out. In the meantime, we'll be reading. And, yeah. I'm just not done reading it. I'm not going to be done reading until I finish all the books. I'm going to stay up all night. Hi, I'm back. Hi, I mean. Hi, Tyler Dyer. Welcome back to the stream. How's it going? These sets of books. At what price did you buy it? Oh, actually, it was in the 20 range. It was like 20 bucks-ish. Iron Kid got it for me. Yeah, sorry, Air Scott. I forgot to, I didn't read that part. The mother of beliefs. I answered. Okay, chapter 2. So, 53 to 80. That's a long chapter. Wow, it's like 27 pages. So, the shadow of the past. The talk did not die down in 9 or even 99 days. The second disappearance of Mr. Bilbo Baggins was discussed in Hobbiton, and indeed all over the Shire for a year and a day, and was remembered much longer than that. It became a fireside story for young hobbits, and eventually Mad Baggins, who used to vanish with a bang and a flash and reappear with bags of jewels and gold, became a favorite character in legend, and lived on long after all the true events were forgotten. But in the meantime, the general opinion in the neighborhood was that Bilbo, who had always been rather cracked, had at last gone quite mad, and had run off into the blue. There he had undoubtedly fallen into a pool or a river and come to a tragic but hardly an untimely end. The blame was mostly laid on Gandalf. I see your cat there, very cute. Thank you! That over there is Junie. That over there is Yuki. So, yeah. If only that dratted wizard will leave young Frodo alone. Perhaps he'll settle down and grow some hobbit sense, they said. And to all appearance, the wizard did leave Frodo alone, and he did settle down. But the growth of hobbit sense was not very noticeable. Indeed, he at once began to carry on Bilbo's reputation for oddity. He refused to go into mourning, and the next year he gave a party in honor of Bilbo's 112th birthday, which he had called a 100-weight feast. But that was short of the mark, for 20 guests were invited, and there was several meals at which it snowed food and rained drink, as hobbits say. Some people were rather shocked, but Frodo kept up the custom of giving Bilbo's birthday party year after year until they got used to it. He said that he did not think Bilbo was dead. When they asked, "Where is he then?" he shrugged his shoulders. My throat is getting dry. But he only invited 20 people? That's crazy. Because Bilbo invited the whole town and people outside of the town as well. The whole weekend got destroyed by France because I was expecting them to win the semifinals and finals, but they lost at semi. Made me mad. And I'm glad that Spain made it through. But, yeah. I'm not happy that Argentina made it, but it's expected. But now who do you want to win, Eric Scott? Do you want Argentina or Spain to win? But, yeah, for me, I've been saying since before the whole World Cup even started that I want Spain to win. So it's pretty nice seeing them in the finals. Even if they don't win, it's like they get pretty close. He lived alone as Bilbo had done, but he had a good many friends, especially among the younger hobbits, mostly descendants of the old Took. Who had as children been fond of Bilbo and often in and out of Bag End. Falco Boffin and Fredegar Balgan were two of these, but his closest friends were Peregrine Took, usually called Pippin, and Merry Brandybuck. His real name was Meriadoc, but that was seldom remembered. Frodo went tramping over the Shire with them, but more often he wandered by himself, and to the amazement of sensible folk he was sometimes seen far from the home, walking in the hills and woods under the starlight. Merry and Pippin suspected that he visited the elves at times, as Bilbo had done. Argentina, no one. I hate both. You hate both? How can you hate both? Like, what does Spain do? I'm not gonna watch the finals. I don't care whoever wins. Oh, that's fair. And Sarthak Mishra, welcome back. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. OMG, the mango sachets have caffeine. Oh, dear. Sachets? But yeah, caffeine is, I don't know if it's good or bad for you. It does give you migraines if you have too much. But welcome back to the stream, Queen. We're reading The Lord of the Rings now, so you don't have to worry about that. The death book. But yeah, it does affect people. Luckily, I only had a bit, so I can still sleep tonight. Sounds good. I never drink caffeine, guys. I don't like coffee. I don't like tea. I don't like energy drinks. I don't like anything with caffeine. But still, I just stay up all night, dilly-dallying. I love caffeine. Hey, welcome back to the stream, Guilty. How's it going? Meth? Maybe meth, maybe. Just kidding. That's not all, bro. I'm Muslim. Aw, that's a shame. It tastes so good, and I really wanted it right now. Yeah, that's true. Maybe you could get something else that's mango flavored. Right? Can you go to the store, maybe? Let's make meth. This ain't Breaking Bad, Eric Scott. And I ain't, Mr. Walter White, I ain't your drug teacher. I mean, if I had an RV, maybe. But, yeah, we don't have that. An RV is such a luxury, bro. I wish I had that. I always did since I was a kid. Have you guys seen Rugrats? They always had RVs, too. And those people online who have, tiny homes in their RVs, it's crazy. How much, usage they make out of such a small space. It's amazing. SubhanAllah. Hello, I can't really type in chat much since I'm watching on my Nintendo Switch. Whoa, that's cool. I used to do that too all the time, on YouTube. But you could type on your Nintendo Switch on lives? That's crazy. Ooh, I love meth when I don't have coffee. Oh, wow. Oh my goodness, you guys really improvise. That's crazy. But yeah, Frodo went tramping. Okay, so I read that. As time went on, people began to notice that Frodo also showed signs of good preservation. Outwardly, he retained the appearance of a robust and energetic hobbit just out of his tweens. Some folk have all the luck, they said, but it was not until Frodo approached the usually more sober age of 50 that they began to think it queer. Frodo himself, after the first shock, found that being his own master and the Mr. Baggins of Bag End was rather pleasant. For some years, he was quite happy and did not worry much about the future. But half unknown to himself, the regret that he had not gone with Bilbo was steadily growing. He found himself wondering at times, especially in the autumn, about the wild lands and strange visions of mountains that he had never seen came into his dreams. He began to say to himself, perhaps I should cross the river myself one day, to which the other half of his mind always replied, not yet. So it went on until his 40s were running out and his 50th birthday was drawing near. 50 was a number that he felt was somehow significant or ominous. It was at any rate at that age that adventure had suddenly befallen Bilbo. Frodo began to feel restless, and the old paths seemed too well trodden. He looked at maps and wondered what lay beyond their edges. Maps made in the Shire showed mostly white spaces beyond its borders. He took to wandering further afield and more often by himself, and Merry and his other friends watched him anxiously. Often he was seen walking and talking with the strange wayfarers that began at that time to appear in the Shire. Alright, so I'm gonna put a little bookmark here, and we're gonna stop there for this book, because my throat is actually, starting to itch. Even though I drink water. Too much reading is bad. for your vocal cords. Did you finish all the Hobbit? I did, Astro. I did. And I read the first chapter at the end of the Hobbit book as well. Brother, do I come off as a child that much? I mean, if you use your Nintendo Switch, that's kind of... I mean, a lot of people of different ages use the Nintendo Switch, but I feel like all the games are dead. So, unless you have another device, that's the only reason to use a Switch right now these days. She did Austria, I did, yeah. So, that was like the first book I read of fiction. And it was so amazing. I really enjoyed that book, so I'm proud of myself for finishing that. It was a pretty big book. And now these ones are even bigger. It doesn't look that big in this case, but when it's out, look at that. It's crazy thick. Oh, look at that. The printing. So, yeah. Should we finish this dorodango now? Oh, sorry. I woke up my cat. I'll have to pick up the tray then. Yeah, when times get rough, we gotta pull our last resort. That's so wise, Guilty. When it comes to meth, like, sometimes you don't have a choice. Like, they corner you to try it. This is my meth. I'm gonna teach y'all. Jesus, I sound like a child. I can't type. You do. But it's okay. We know you're not a child. Yo, drink the whole water. That's it there. Drink it? We don't want to have clay inside of us. Is this actually going to work? I think I have to let it completely dry, though. So the inside doesn't... I mean, I thought it would be dry by now, but... I'm still kind of iffy about it. Should I end the stream here? Not a dare, that's bullying, bro. I think Lord of the Rings kind of boring. Better got, especially the bed action part. The bed action? What is that? Poor Joy, don't listen to bullies. Thanks, Guilty, bro. I don't get affected by that, though. It's like, if you think it's boring, that's just because you're not paying attention. I never thought for 1 second that the Tolkien series is boring. It's really... Because I'm actually so surprised that they wrote all that without ChatGPT. It's crazy. Nowadays, you'll never know if anything is AI generated or not. Only back then, you'll know for sure it was never AI generated. Maybe they stole the writing from other people, maybe. But it's still human generated, you know? Whether they stole it or not. But yeah, I think I'm going to end the stream here. Water poison the youth. JK. What should we do then when we get thirsty? We should, that's true. That's a really good point here, guys. I was gonna... It's done. It's done. Okay, bye. Bye, Queen. Bye, Airska. Bye, everybody. Thanks for watching. See you guys in the next... Oh my god, I almost dropped the whole thing. Okay, Assalamu alaikum.